Hi guys, welcome to this introductory lecture on data structures and algorithms. So my name is Takuzwa Devi and I'll be taking you for this course, and those are my contact details. So if you need any help or any clarification or anything, you can contact me on those details. So the course outline, which we'll look at briefly, is also found on the e-learning platform, as well as the notes. They are also found on the e-learning platform. Then there are also some video lectures that I created, and these video lectures are found on my YouTube channel. I will give you the link to those data structures videos, but I'll also put the links on the e-learning platform next to the notes corresponding to that video. So the way we're going to approach this course is we're going to, as you can see, the name is data structures and algorithms. So we're going to start with the data structure side, and then we'll move to the algorithm side. Now on the algorithm side, we are going to look at searching and sorting algorithms. So we'll look at this briefly when we look at the course outline. So in this course, I usually give 2 to 3 assignments, and also I give about 2 tests. So we'll see with this online learning method how we can do our our evaluation tests or our evaluation exercises to see how we can actually incorporate them into our course in a way that benefits you, and also in a way that helps me to measure whether you're actually understanding what you're learning about or not. So the prerequisite for this course is for you to be able to understand programming. Now, you're not supposed to be a good programmer. You're not supposed to be a person who can write a perfect C++ or a perfect Java program. No. You're just supposed to understand the various constructs that make up a program. For example, you should know how a for loop works, how all the various conditional statements works, your ifs, your else's, your switches, your whiles. You should be able to generally come up with a procedure or program to say, this is what I've declared, the variables, these are my functions, and this is where I am calling those functions, and this is where my program execution is starting. So you should just generally understand the structure of a program and be able to write that structure in a pseudocode. Okay, a pseudocode is basically a simplified way of writing your code such that you are not trying to be syntactically correct. You're not trying to create a perfect syntax, but you're just trying to create a readable code that a person can follow and understand what you're trying to achieve. So you're not trying to write a perfect running code. No, you're just trying to write something that people can understand and use to know what you're trying to achieve. Okay, so this is basically what the course is about. So let's briefly look at the course outline so that you have an idea of what we're talking about. So the course outline, I want us to look at this part here. So initially we're going to look at, there's the introduction. So there's an introductory video that I created, which explains what data structures are, which also explains what algorithms are. And these two, this video will really give you all the key concepts. So right now we're covering the course overview, and then the key concepts are covered in that video. So once we are done with that introductory part, we then move to the data structures. And we have a number of data structures that we look at. For example, we'll look at arrays, we'll look at linked lists, stacks, and recursion. And we expect to spend about 2 to 3 weeks on data structures. After that, we move to searching, which we expect to spend only 1 week. And we are going to look at linear and binary search mainly. We will see with time whether we'll look at trees or not. Then we'll go to sorting algorithms. So we'll look at bubble sort, insertion sort, selection sort, quick sort, and merge sort. So when it comes to data structures, basically what you're supposed to know is how they work, as well as the various operations that can be performed on them. For example, how do you add an element into a data structure? How do you remove an element? How do you update a data structure? So you should be able to write these operations programmatically, okay, using pseudocode. You should just be able to say, if it's a linked list, this is how I add an element in the form of a code, okay, in the form of a pseudocode. If it's a stack, this is how I remove, how I add, or how I update an element and the like. And then when it comes to searching and sorting algorithms, you're not supposed to show how you search using a pseudocode. So probably you're given a list of numbers and you have to search for a certain number within that list. then you have to be able to write a program that shows that if you have to do linear search, this is how it will be done in a program. This is how I would write the program for linear search. This is how I write the program for binary search in order to find that number. And the same goes for sorting. Sorting algorithms, we are trying to sort, let's say, a list of numbers, and then we have got different ways of sorting, which have got different advantages. And some of these are the ones that we have written that we're going to look at there. So you should be able to come up with a pseudocode that shows in a simple manner or in a simple way how bubble sort searches for a number. I mean, how bubble sort sorts a list of numbers, how insertion sort sorts a list of numbers, and should be able to show the differences and understand the differences between these sorting algorithms. So generally we have, like I said, we generally have about 2 tests. So I think soon after we have finished the data structures, we're supposed to have our first test. And then after finishing the sorting, we're supposed to have our second test. And then after that, we'll then probably have a week or two of revision. Now, I know we're going to have some face-to-face lectures. So during those face-to-face lectures, that's when we'll do most of the revision. And that's where we'll try to clarify all those issues that are not clear. Now, I would encourage you as you do this course to always ask questions during the course. Don't try to wait for the face-to-face lectures. But some of the problems that you have may not be solved in a few days. But some of you may need to revise or to revisit your programming skills. You may need to look at your programming concept and first understand them before you actually try to tackle this course. So I would encourage you to brush up on those programming concepts, understand them, so that when you come to this course and start writing your code or your pseudocode, it's easy for you and it's not a difficult proposition. So I think that's generally what this course is going to cover. And we expect to cover most of this content in 10 weeks. And during those 10 weeks, I think probably 2 to 4 of those weeks, we may meet face to face and we will take that opportunity to clarify any issues. So the face to face lectures, I want to use them more as a revision platform for us to revise the topics or the issues that may be giving you problems. But the day to day lectures, as well as the video lectures, I want them to be the ones that you use to cover the content. And if there's anything that you don't understand, please, as I have said, ask in the WhatsApp group, send a voice note so that everybody can engage during the course and no one is left behind as we move forward. So I think for now, that's all I can say about this course. We will be meeting every Tuesday. I would prefer we meet from 6 to 8 because 5:30, I think most of us will still be traveling. So we can meet it between 6 and 8. And if you do agree, you may move it to 6:30. And hopefully we will not have many connection challenges. We will see how things will be going. But I'll always make sure that I record as many of the lectures as possible. On top of that, we can have these online lessons as well to help us with this online way of learning. So thank you very much. I hope you start learning well. I hope you go and watch this introductory video. I'll send you the link for those videos, and then you can watch the introduction to data structures and algorithms video, which gives you a good explanation of what this course is about and what we are actually talking about. So thank you very much.